Watching the 2024 SCAC Fall Media Days. Today, we're taking a look at the Southwestern University women's soccer program. Pirates will once again be led as they head into the season under the guidance of head coach Linda Hamilton, along with leadership from senior forward Meredith Lannan. Coach Meredith, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Coach, we'll open up with you heading into your 10th season as the head coach of the women's program there at Southwestern. This program, even from my perspective, has grown so much in your time there in Georgetown. I'm interested from your perspective, what are you most proud of the growth that this program has taken over the course of these past 9 years, and how excited are you to once again be back here at this third season and getting ready to 2024?
Yeah, I think for me, obviously, every year in the world we live in is kind of a new team, although you get returners, but it's always bringing in new players. I think moving into the 10th season, what's really fun for me to have seen is, the quality of players is certainly much improved. The quality of character of our team, the competitive level, their competitive spirit. And honestly, I do this because I think they're really a really good bunch of young ladies that are super competitive and so challenged both on and off the field. And one of the things, to be honest, that I'm most proud of is they all graduate, and I have numerous doctors and lawyers and working people that they regularly show that this is a combination of being the best on the field and doing the best in the classroom. So I just am very lucky that I have such lovely young women that choose to come and play this sport with me. And I'm very excited for them to see what they can do this year.
Meredith, coming into this your senior season, a big year for you and this group, a really veteran, team. When you look at this roster, what's your mindset coming into this your senior season? What do you love about this group, and how excited, similar to Coach, are you to be back with this team and getting prepared for your senior season?
Yeah, well, for starters, I am extremely excited. I think that this team is really special just in our closeness. We are a big veteran group, so I've been with these girls, majority of them, since my freshman year. So I think that that's really special that we've gone through everything, all of it together. And my mindset is just to have a awesome last season. Everything we've been doing is building up to now. So I'm really excited about it.
Coach, we talk about this being a veteran group, and these are some athletes that you've been with and that have played a lot of minutes for you since really day one stepping onto campus there. So, for those who may be seeing this team play for the first time or are new to Southwestern women's soccer, what do you want them to know about this specific team? What have you grown to love about this group of women and student athletes, and what is it specifically about them that you think will serve them well going into the challenges of the season?
Yeah, I think it's a lucky situation. We have 11 seniors and they've all had some significant minutes, and we have actually 12 juniors, 11 returning, and then a transfer that came in with some experience. So this group of 22 are probably the most experienced I've ever had as a coach. And the fact that the last several years we talked about it. It's been a goal of this group, in particular, Meredith's senior group. When they came in, I started talking about wanting to increase our strength of schedule and the quality of the teams we're playing, and knowing that comes with different things. It might not always show great results on a record, even if you're making great progress on the field. And, this is a world where success breeds success, and winning, gets you a lot of love. But at the same time, you have to learn how to win, and you have to grow, and you have to learn how to play against the best regularly. And so for me, this kind of experience, we've had a tough non-conference schedule. We always have a tough conference schedule. So I think that I want the world to see is I'd hope that they're now ready to just let it go and shine and let all those experiences lead the way, and, give them a chance to maybe do something that our team hasn't done before. So, that excitement of the possibilities. We play another really tough non-conference schedule. And so we're going to kick it off and see where we are. I think the best thing is they're not afraid whether they had a choice or not. But, now we're playing teams in the top 25 regularly just so that that's not a surprise for us. We're learning how to swim in those waters. And my goal and my hopes are to watch them continue to get better game after game and see this season through one game at a time.
Meredith, Coach talks about that experience in this veteran group. You're coming off a junior campaign in which across the board, career highs, an outstanding campaign for you. Like I mentioned, career highs in games played, games started, goals, points, assists, really across the board, elevating your game coming out of your junior year. What did a season like that do for your confidence individually? And what have you continued to work on and grow individually as a player coming into this your senior season?
Yeah, I'd say it definitely boosted my confidence a lot. Makes me really excited and ready for this year to get into it and have another really great year for my final one. I think individually, I do want to work more on getting more goals always, getting in the box, getting in there, being involved in the final third. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really good season. I'm excited to get back out there.
Coach, a big year for this team, not only with the experience coming back, but also just historically entering the final season with the SCAC. And certainly you can't write the women's soccer story in the SCAC without you, without Southwestern, and what this group has meant to this league. So I'm interested, just from your perspective, what the SCAC has meant to you. Like I said, this will be your full decade in your career. Being a part of this league and knowing that it's that final go around in this league, is that something that you and your staff, does it motivate you to want to make it as best as it possibly can coming into the season?
First, we're always grateful, obviously, you and Dwayne and the family feel of the SCAC and getting to know everybody. I'm grateful to have had these experiences and watch the growth of the SCAC too. I mean, this is the toughest year we'll ever have in the SCAC with the largest number of teams. So, I think for us though, it's always just, I guess, a game at a time, right? In the world of soccer, we all get our conferences, which gives us opportunities to make the NCAA in one capacity, and then hopefully strength of schedule sometimes opens doors in other capacities. For me, what I'll say is the SCAC has helped us become, a much stronger team, ability to compete in the arenas with the teams that have won national championships, and really just strive to be one of the best teams in the country year after year. Success is always a funny thing. What does that mean to anyone? For me, you might think it's all wins and losses, but I believe 100% that if we do all the right things regularly and consistently in every game with all we've worked on in practice, those results will be exactly what they need to be, and we'll be happy with that. So on a practical level, yeah, I want to win the SCAC and go on and win the NCAA. But it's one game at a time, and I think for us, our development and our season success will rest literally in keeping ourselves focused on the small things and the simple things and the consistency of things. Because when you start getting into those big arenas, the game doesn't change, just the arena changes. So giving ourselves a chance to be successful in every arena we play in, and, getting these ladies the right tools they need to accomplish the goals they've put in front of themselves. My job is to just get out of their way and help them enjoy the ride.
Meredith, as we wrap things up with you, you've talked about the excitement that you have coming into the season, and because of the work that you and your teammates have put in over the course of the last couple of years, the bar has certainly been risen there in Georgetown. So when you talk about some of the goals, the expectations with this group coming into this season, Coach talks about the challenges that she has put upon this team with the schedule coming into the season, the expectations she has. What have those conversations looked like as far as those goals and expectations with your teammates, and ultimately what's going to be key in trying to accomplishing those heading into the year?
Yeah, first of all, I think, some of our main goals for this season is obviously to win the conference tournament. It's always, the top goal. But I think our main thing for the season is take it one game at a time. Look at each one as we're going into it, really push ourselves in those games. Some of them might be tough, but we're there to really push each other and see what we can get out of it. And I think one of the main goals is work together as a team. We're a really close-knit group, so I think that that's going to be one of our big strengths in this. And I think that we can really get some good stuff out of it if we really work together and be cohesive throughout these games. But I definitely think that taking it one game at a time, just looking at what's right in front of us instead of way down the line is going to be a good key in this.
Coach, you've talked about sort of the idea of success with this group and ways in which you kind of measure that. So when you have a veteran group like you have, as we wrap things up, and you talk about this building process over these course of these couple of years, with a veteran group, does it allow you to maybe start at a little bit different point in this preseason? Do you feel like you're a little bit further along to sort of set yourself up to be able to attack those one game at a time moments, those little pieces of success that you feel are so important to kind of the bigger macro portion of the season? Is that something you can feel coming to this preseason?
Yeah, and in the D3 world, as you know, we don't get the luxury of having the summers with them. So how they show up on day one is really the indicator of what kind of season you're going to have. And I'm just so lucky to have, that's what maybe these veterans learned early on. They've showed up, they're ready to go. We're as fit as we've ever been at the start of a season. And not because fitness is a punishment thing. That means they can stay healthy. That means that where we're starting is at a great level, and now we're going to be able to maintain and gain as the season and allow these ladies to play the game and stay healthy. So I think it's just that they've already learned, and I guess it's really about giving them the keys and the ability to drive the ship themselves. They're now in charge. Their season, the success or not success, it's with them, and to empower them to understand that, you know, they're in control of this by everything, by their attitudes, by their effort, by the way they treat each other, by the way they show up and go into the classrooms. It's all related, but they're ready for it. I think we've all grown and appreciated. Listen, having struggles is not a way to be bad. Don't look away from that. That's how we learn and that's how we grow. And I think it's interesting. Last year was a really growth year because we played some of the best teams we've ever played. And I remember thinking we were a couple of games in and we hadn't won a game yet. And obviously there's confidence that can come with winning that they could have the opposite with losing. And so sat with some of the older players and the leaders and said, you know, I'm doing this, but I also need to be clear. Am I shattering your confidence? And interestingly, as we talk, nobody likes to lose. Let me just be clear. I hate it. Everybody hates it. Nobody likes it. So getting that out of the way, that none of us like that. What was interesting is how they were gaining confidence coming out of games where maybe they didn't get the result we wanted, but they were still able to see the positives and how we were competing. Maybe we weren't there for the 90 minutes. Maybe that's where we were falling a little short. But those kinds of lessons are just hard to talk about. You only learn them by living it and understanding it. And the way they've responded is they wanted more. They want to keep trying, and we're gonna keep trying, and we're gonna start getting results. I don't know when, I don't know what that'll mean, and I don't know how that looks like, but I can assure you we're going to start getting results because they understand the process. It's not the world of instant gratification isn't in the world of sports. So I appreciate that they've learned to appreciate the process. And that doesn't mean we're happy or satisfied. It means that we can understand it and now look to analyze and move forward. And it's nice because also they're sort of bleeding that down to the generations behind. And that's the kind of mentality I want. That's what I want as our culture. So in a way, the legacy they're able to leave is something that will help serve the program as well, far beyond their years too.
Southwestern University head women's soccer coach Linda Hamilton, along with leadership from senior forward Meredith Lannan. The Pirates will open up the 2024 campaign when they take on UMHB on the road on August 30th. Coach Meredith, thanks so much for your time today and best of luck as you head into the rest of the 2024 season.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank
much.
you.
Go Pirates!
Yeah.